In the small town of Dalton, nestled between rolling hills and vibrant wildflowers, stood a quaint house that had seen better days. Its peeling paint and creaky floorboards told stories of the past, but it was the attic that held the most precious memories for Clara Thompson. On a rainy afternoon, as drops danced against the window panes, Clara found herself drawn to the attic, a place she hadn't visited since her grandmother passed away. Each step up the staircase felt heavy with nostalgia, memories flooding her mind like the rain outside. When she reached the attic door, Clara hesitated, her heart aching. She hadn't been ready to confront the loss of her grandmother, who had been a constant source of love and warmth in her life. Taking a deep breath, she pushed the door open. The attic was dimly lit, filled with dust motes swirling in the air. Boxes were stacked haphazardly, and old furniture lay draped in white sheets. As Clara moved through the space, she spotted an old trunk in the corner, its leather worn and cracked. With trembling hands, she opened the trunk, revealing a treasure trove of memories. Inside were letters, photographs, and a tattered quilt that had been lovingly stitched together. Clara gently unfolded the quilt, tracing the intricate patterns with her fingers. Each patch told a story, a moment frozen in time. As she held the quilt close, a wave of emotion washed over her. Memories of her grandmother's laughter echoed in her mind, the warmth of her hug still lingering in her heart. Clara could almost hear her voice, urging her to cherish the moments they had shared. Among the contents of the trunk, Clara found a faded photograph of her grandmother as a young woman, standing proudly next to her first sewing machine. Her grandmother had always loved to create, transforming fabric into beautiful pieces that told stories of love and family. Clara remembered the afternoon spent in her grandmother's cozy sewing room, surrounded by the scent of fresh fabric and the rhythmic hum of the machine. "Every stitch is a memory," her grandmother used to say, her eyes sparkling with passion. Clara's heart ached at the thought of never hearing those words again. She could still picture her grandmother's hands, deftly guiding the fabric through the machine, and the way she would smile whenever she finished a project. Those moments were woven into the very fabric of Clara's childhood. As Clara continued to sift through the trunk, she found a bundle of letters tied with a faded ribbon. Her heart raced as she recognized her grandmother's elegant handwriting. These were letters exchanged between her grandmother and Clara's grandfather during the early days of their courtship. She began to read, her eyes scanning the heartfelt words. "My dearest Henry," one letter began. "With each passing day, my love for you grows stronger. I dream of the future we will build together." Tears streamed down Clara's cheeks as she read of their dreams and hopes, their laughter echoing through the pages. She could almost feel the warmth of their love, a testament to the bond that had shaped her family. Among the letters, Clara found a small, delicate handkerchief, embroidered with her grandmother's initials. It was a piece of fabric that had seen both joy and sorrow. Clara remembered the stories behind it, the times her grandmother had wiped away tears at family gatherings, or the times she had offered comfort during difficult moments. In that moment, Clara felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Her grandmother had faced hardships, yet she had always found a way to weave love into every corner of their lives. Clara's heart swelled with a mix of sadness and appreciation, realizing how deeply her grandmother had influenced her. At the bottom of the trunk, Clara discovered a small journal, its pages yellowed with age. With trembling hands, she opened it, revealing her grandmother's thoughts and reflections. The first entry caught her eye, dated many years ago. "Today I lost my beloved Henry," it read. "The world feels so empty without him. I don't know how to go on, but I will cherish our memories forever." Clara's heart broke as she read the words, the pain of loss palpable. She could feel her grandmother's grief, the weight of sorrow that had accompanied her for so long. But as she continued reading, she saw how her grandmother had turned that pain into strength, using her love for Henry to create a life filled with beauty and warmth. As the rain continued to fall outside, Clara felt a shift within her. Each memory she uncovered was a thread, weaving together the fabric of her grandmother's life and her own. She realized that while her grandmother was no longer physically present, her spirit lived on through the stories, the quilt, and the love that had been shared. Clara made a decision that day. She would honor her grandmother's legacy by continuing to create, to sew, and to share the stories that had shaped her family. With determination, she began to gather materials, planning her first project, a new quilt, one that would encompass the memories of her grandmother while adding her own threads to the tapestry of their lives. Over the next few weeks, Clara poured her heart into the quilt. Each patch represented a different memory, a moment spent with her grandmother, a family gathering, or a lesson learned. She stitched with purpose, allowing the fabric to capture her emotions, both joyous and sorrowful. As she worked, Clara felt a connection to her grandmother as if she were right there beside her, guiding her hands. The rhythmic motion of sewing became a form of meditation, a way to process her grief and celebrate the love that had shaped her. The quilt grew larger, vibrant colors blending together like the memories they represented. Clara found solace in the process, her heart healing with each stitch. Finally, the day came to unveil her quilt. Clara invited her family over for a small gathering, wanting to share her creation and the stories behind each patch. As they gathered in the living room, Clara felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. With a deep breath, she revealed the quilt, spreading it out for everyone to see. "This is a tribute to Grandma," she began, her voice trembling. "Each patch holds a memory, a piece of her heart that I wanted to share with all of you." As her family gathered around, Clara began to share the stories behind the quilt. Her grandmother's laughter, the love letters, the handkerchief, and the journal. Tears filled her eyes, but this time they were tears of joy and connection. Her family listened, their faces a mix of sadness and pride. Each story resonated, and Clara could see her grandmother's spirit reflected in their eyes. They shared their own memories, weaving together a tapestry of shared love and loss. As the evening wore on, the atmosphere shifted. Laughter mingled with tears, and Clara felt a deep sense of belonging. The quilt was not just a collection of fabric, it was a symbol of their family's resilience and love. In that moment, Clara realized that while loss was a part of life, love was eternal. The threads of memory would continue to bind them together, even in the face of sorrow. As the days turned into weeks, Clara continued to embrace her grandmother's legacy. She began teaching her younger siblings to sew, sharing the stories woven into the fabric of their family. The quilt became a centerpiece in their home, a reminder of the love that would always endure. Through her work, Clara discovered a new passion for storytelling. She started writing down her family's history, preserving the memories that had shaped them. Each word she wrote was a thread, connecting the past to the present and future. Years later, Clara stood in her own home surrounded by her children, teaching them the art of sewing. The quilt hung on the wall, a testament to their family's journey. As her children stitched their own patches, Clara shared the stories of their grandmother, the love letters, and the lessons learned. She felt a profound sense of purpose, knowing that she was passing on not just skills, but the essence of their family's spirit. One evening, as Clara tucked her children into bed, she shared a story about their grandmother, how she had faced loss with grace and turned it into love. As she finished, her children fell asleep with smiles on their faces, dreaming of the magic woven into their family's legacy. Clara gazed at the quilt on the wall, her heart swelling with gratitude. The threads of memory had become a tapestry of love, binding generations together. She knew that as long as they continued to share their stories, their grandmother's spirit would never fade. As Clara sat in her sewing room, surrounded by fabric and memories, she felt a sense of peace. The journey of grief had transformed into a celebration of love, and the threads of memory had woven a beautiful tapestry that would endure. With each stitch, Clara knew she was not just creating a quilt, she was honoring a legacy that would continue to inspire future generations. The whispers of the past would guide her, reminding her that love, like a thread, could never truly be broken. And so, the story continued, a tapestry of memories, love, and resilience, forever woven into the fabric of their lives.